What's happening? Some of my bitches. Yo, so we're doing another Magnus Answers, and I got Sarah here with me for a particular reason. This is a college student right then. And if anybody knows about college, okay, Joe College or Jane College here, okay, she can tell you. So I'm just going to read it fresh. She hasn't even heard the whole letter yet, and we're going to answer it together. There's several ways to answer this, but I'm just going to let it flow, okay? As y'all know, my shit ain't rehearsed. So here we go. It says, "Hi Tyrone, I'm at a crossroad because I attend the University of Phoenix online for my associates in information and technology.
Tell him to quit.
And I have come across
just quit.
I've come across people.
I'll tell you why in a minute.
on the internet who have called my school garbage, among other things, and that graduates from the school will not be hired and have their resumes thrown in the trash. The reason I went to the University of Phoenix online was because in 2009, during my sophomore year in high school, I was hit by an 18-wheeler. And I messed up my back and neck and it began to interfere with my schooling. And I chose this school because, yeah, you know, it was something that was covered by his tuition for books and did not require him to go do any residency. It says he did try looking for state schools that offered online degrees, but it was only masters and doctorates. He said, what would you tell someone who questions your educational background?
The reason I said tell him to quit is because I have an undergraduate degree in sociology and I have a master's degree in literature. I am not employed in either one of those fields. I make a little bit less money than he does, and we do the same job, and he never completed a degree, okay? And I, however, am $40,000 in debt. I don't qualify for a mortgage for a house. My credit's better than his, but he gets to get the house and I don't.
Way better.
Total bullshit.
Yeah.
The whole system. There's a documentary online called The College Conspiracy.
Yeah.
It'll tell you all about it.
We're in the middle of watching it.
It makes me angry to watch it.
I figured I'd get her fresh, you know, fresh out the oven, put it right on film.
It makes me angry to watch it.
So yeah, it's
because we are bred to believe that we have to have a college degree or we're nothing. And I personally always based my self-worth on my grades. I always got straight A's. I always had a 4.0. I was always the smart kid. Now it doesn't mean jack shit. It doesn't mean anything. What matters is your drive, your desire to do what you need to do. Sales is where the money is. You don't need a degree for sales. We're both in sales.
Where a lot of it is.
I make twice as much money in sales than I ever would doing either adjunct teaching or a social work position.
Yeah. Like, I kind of walk through my job and make 60, and she needed a PhD just to make 60 doing what she wanted to do. So I kind of let you know where, you know, and she had to spend all this money for
I would have had to spend more money for a PhD. Let me tell you something.
I got my associates and dropping the fuck out, and I did pretty good.
He didn't just drop out to drop out. His mom was sick at the time, blah, blah, blah. But
ended up hating computer science. Didn't know what I wanted to do, so I was just like, Mom's sick, I don't know what I want to do, might as well just get a fucking job.
And you know what? He was better off for it, because now he doesn't have $60,000 in loans.
Exactly. The problem is the educational system doesn't teach you how to really invest properly, how to build a business, how to be an entrepreneur, stuff like that. Things that the people that employ us know how to do already.
Here's the thing.
They have the empire.
Your question was, what do you tell people that talk down about your degree because you got an online degree? The fact of the matter is, it's the same, education whether you're sitting in a classroom or whether you're doing it online. And the fact of the matter is, like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, when all those jobs went out the window, 6% of jobs were lost, and then all those federal bailouts that they did, only 0.6 were returned. So the federal government spent $4 million per job to be returned. Well, guess where they borrowed that money from? The Federal Reserve Bank. Federal Reserve Bank is not owned by the federal government. It's owned by the elite families. They have their own money that they bank the federal government with, they back them with, and guess who pays that money back? Us.
And they running things. They pimping shit. We they bitches.
When there is a bailout, that is not free money.
It ain't free.
You have to pay it back with taxes and inflation.
Yeah.
So it's all a vicious circle. And every year your tuition costs go up, your book costs go up. The federal government is actually in cahoots with the universities to make specialized editions of your books so that you can only get it at your college and you can't buy it online.
Yeah, that sucks. She found that out. She was like, you know, I can't even buy a used book. They won't allow you and all. I was like, what? Yeah, that's a lot of shit going on, man.
So the fact of the matter is, if anyone's talking crap about your degree, say, okay, were you placed in a job immediately by your college?
Yeah.
Because
I know
online degree or not, I'm not getting placed in a job.
In their field. I know people getting jobs, but it ain't what they want to do. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like this girl.
Do you know how many of my friends have degrees that don't have a job in their
field? And she's selling beer now because she can't get a job doing what she wanted to do. She's still owing student loans.
There are no jobs out there.
Mm-hmm. So
very few jobs out there.
I'll tell y'all this. One thing I learned that's recession proof, really, sales positions. That's one type of job that is recession proof because people always need sales.
And you know what's funny is the University of Phoenix hires salespeople to target you on the phone as telemarketers.
I had a Phoenix, some of a bitch called me. That boy was good.
Yeah.
But see, I'm a salesperson, so I already knew what tactics he was using. He was playing on my emotions and certain things, and it really wasn't working because I'm pretty rock solid and stoic sometimes.
And another thing that you can tell people is like, look, with an online degree, certain classes you have to be logged in at the same time that the class is starting, so there's a class forum. It's the same kind of setup. A lot of the curriculum and the quizzes and the essays and all that, they're still just as hard. It's the same degree. It's the same degree. It's just like me personally, I learn better in a classroom setting. Yeah. I don't like the online setting, but it doesn't mean that somebody with an online degree is less than somebody with an in-class degree. And you know what? All the people that are talking shit about Phoenix, they're haters because they just spent 30 grand to go to Boston University for one semester, and they want to think that their degree is better than yours. And as a teacher, because I taught writing to college kids, some of them were dumb as frickin' dirt sitting in my class, and it didn't matter that they were paying $30,000 to go to that school. Okay,
the major advantage,
because everybody was at the same level because of the no child left behind rule. You're taught a certain inside the box way of thinking. You're taught to pass tests. You're not taught to think. You're taught to regurgitate. Yeah. So as long as you are a free thinker, tell them that they can go suck it. Really. Yeah. I mean, because it comes down to this: if you really want to make money, you're not going to be using your degree probably anyway, because you're going to be in sales. Am I saying that nobody uses their degree and gets into a field that their degree is in? No, I'm not saying that. But it's very few. It's very few people because of the way our job market is right now.
And just so you know, too.
And the burden of those student debts is ridiculous.
Just so you know, a lot of business owners, as a matter of fact, one of the guys in the film, he said, I don't even look at your degree. I look at the person, you know, their mind and, you know, how they think and who they are. Just because you got that piece of paper don't mean shit.
Einstein's teachers told him he was stupid and he wasn't going to make anything out of his life.
I think he didn't talk until like 4 or something
so, I mean, just because a teacher gives you a piece of paper doesn't mean
that. You had your accident. Anything. Fuck them running their mouth about, you know...
Didn't Bill Gates drop out of college?
Yeah, a lot of people dropped out.
All the really
a lot of people
educated... business
I found
owners
a lot of people who you wouldn't think
don't
are
even
successful,
care about college.
You know, because they didn't go to college and they're very intelligent, knowledgeable people. They read daily. I mean, it's training. You got to realize it. It's training up a specific ladder to be a worker bee. That is how it is. So if you're going in your direction that you want to go in, you feel positive about it, you feel good about it, to hell with what they think.
Absolutely.
You get your degree, get it in your field, get a job in your field, pay off your damn debt as soon as possible. If not, if you're already stuck after you graduate, Get a well-paying sales position, something that you can like until you can get to your other one, because that's just the way it is. You're already in the system now.
Did you know that student loan debt is more
than credit card debt?
Credit card debt now. That is unbelievable.
Bad. That's real bad.
And it used to be, in the 70s, you could go, you get education, at least you get the house, and now you owe at the time it would have been $150,000, $200,000 on a house. But at least you get to have the American dream and live in the house, right? Now you graduate and all you have is your student loans. Your student loans is your house. That's what you're paying on.
Before the house. That's how you get it now. So, that's the way it is, y'all. I don't want the video to go too long. We didn't went off in different directions, but you kind of see.
The main idea is that college is a racket. Yeah. I'm not saying that a degree is worthless, because I have 2 of them. It's not worthless, but there is an agenda behind it. Yeah. There's an agenda behind it, and you need to research and look up about college debt, because I was just telling him my undergraduate loan, I was able to have a private bank buy it out at 2% interest. Okay, then the federal government decided we're not going to allow people to do that anymore. We want to stick our hand in the pot. So now your private banks aren't allowed to buy out. You have to pay us directly. So when I went and got my master's degree, I didn't realize that this law was in effect. And I went to have my loans consolidated and bought out by Chase Bank like I did before. And Chase Bank said, oh, I'm sorry, we're not allowed to do that anymore. So guess what percentage I'm stuck at? 8%. Do you know how much money 8% is on $30,000?
She going off right now, y'all, ain't she? Imagine arguments. And I'm pretty good at beating her, but you see what I deal with.
I'm just very passionate about this because it makes me angry that all these 18-year-olds are going into college and they think this is my ticket out. I'm going to get a career. I'm going to immediately be placed in a job, and I'll have all this money to pay back these loans that I borrowed, and that's not the case. And one last final thought before I let you go.
It's my damn video. Guess appearance.
One last thought. I was just saying to him how anybody 18 can apply for a $30,000 loan and get that money with no qualifications. No credit check, no job check, no income check, no grades check. There's no check on the potential to fulfill that loan. Now, if I went to a bank and said, hey bank, I want to make $25,000 worth of improvement on my home. I have crappy credit and I have no job. Can I have a loan? They would laugh me out of the office. Think about that.
One last thing before I go. Even though this really went long, hopefully you got a lot of knowledge from this, but the best thing that you could do is become successful. No matter what they said about where you went to school,
you will make them eat their words.
Is become a success. You just make them eat those words, and you laugh all the way to happiness in the bank.
If you're happy doing what you're doing, that's all that matters.
And I hope you find a way to heal your back and all that stuff. Yeah. Look into chiropractic if you haven't done that.
Look into the Gearson therapy.
A lot of natural health, stuff like that. Alternative methods. There may be a way to straighten you all out. Sometimes doctors will tell you, oh, you got scar tissue here. This is damaged beyond repair. Don't ever accept no.
Always get a second opinion.
You know what I'm saying?
And always see somebody who believes in preventative care versus fixing the symptom.
Yeah. So see as many alternative healthcare doctors as you can, and I wish you well, man. Hope this helped, and we will talk to you later.